Hi, I'm Chris, and welcome to my channel, Synergistic Singing. You don't have to try to sing better. You don't have to try to sound good. In fact, if you want to sound good, if you want to sing better, try to sing differently. And this is what I've noticed is the pattern of success with both professional singers, beginning singers, and actually humans. Just in life, you're gonna see this pattern if you're paying close attention. I had this guy next to me in one of the choirs that I was in college, and I remember he would conduct himself. So we'd be singing and everyone's, reading their sheet music, singing the song, and he would be conducting himself kind of like this. And then the choir director would say, okay guys, I need to hear that phrase louder. And so instead of singing louder, he would conduct more fervently. he would conduct even more. And then the choir director would say, okay, now be really expressive here and really show me those consonants and really enunciate. And so he would enunciate. I didn't see any change in his expression, but he would move his arm even more, and he would like almost hit me when he was conducting himself. And it was really interesting to notice that, and I related to that because I found myself, and you'll see singers have like little, fun habits, funny little quirks and habits that sort of show up along with singing. I worked with a Metropolitan Opera star who always sung like this, and it was just great. It was just part of that every person's sort of idiosyncratic, unique thing that they do. If I had told him at the time, that conducting isn't really getting you anywhere, like, you should stop doing that. And let's say I don't believe that you should give, by the way, your peers advice, but let's say I did, let's say he listened to that advice. What he would have done then is he would have started correcting himself. He would have started to just try to stop or halt this movement, this way that he's been going and expressing himself. And so it would be a way of sort of controlling or restricting his expression. So now there's like a tension to sort of stop doing this thing that he's not supposed to do. And there's also a lot of attention on that particular thing. And it's away from the message of the song or what it might feel like to sing louder with or without conducting. You might find this within your own singing where you hear something and you're looking for mistakes and you're looking to fix the mistakes, and it becomes so much about sounding good and singing better that you lose part of what makes you sound different. You lose part of the real purpose or one of the core reasons for singing, which is to express yourself, to have the freedom of expression. So you lose some of that freedom to really express yourself, to connect with others when you sing. So you might be thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but I have an audition coming up and I obviously have to be the best if I want to have a chance at making it through. Well, guess what? I've been a judge and I've listened to hundreds of singers, and do you know what happens? Most of them sound the same. Even when they're at a really high caliber, they sound so similar that I lose track of who is who, and it's one of the challenges of judging, is that you have to sort of split hairs between a lot of the singers doing the same kind of thing. And so when you sound different, it's easier to remember what that singer was doing. And if that singer was expressive and enjoying themselves and sharing something, and you could feel what they were feeling, you're gonna remember that. And so as a judge, just from a pure critical standpoint, I wanna hear something different. I don't wanna hear the same thing sung the same way, even if I had 10 singers that all sung it perfectly. Asking this question was deeply, deeply helpful for me in so many areas of my life. When it came to food, there were certain foods that really worked. I felt really good with them, and they weren't expensive, and they were really convenient. The problem was I didn't like them. and I'm used to, if I don't like a certain food the first time I try it, I decide never to eat that food again. And so growing up with a fairly closed-minded attitude towards food, I had learned about how in the book French Kids Eat Everything, in France, you try things around 7 times before you decide that you don't like a particular food. You try it 7 times in 7 different ways. And so instead of trying to force myself to like this particular food, and the food was sardines, by the way, I actually tried seven different recipes with sardines to see, maybe I just haven't had it in the right way, in a way that really works for me. And I kept trying differently. So I didn't try harder. I didn't just totally reject it. I just tried differently. And what I found is that that was a whole healthy food that I could have in my life. And I feel absolutely wonderful with sardines, and I enjoy them. What would this look like in your singing? What would it look like to take an exercise where you really have to break out of the urge to make something better, and instead you just focused on doing it differently? And what if there's an exercise that could work for any skill level and really applies to any skill level? An exercise that you can come back to every now and then whenever you need to remind yourself of what actually helps you get better as a singer and what actually connects you to the deep human need inside to express yourself, and not shut that down in the process of trying to fix or change or make acceptable the way that you're singing. Well, I did put together an exercise. It's called the Emoji exercise. And if you want to check it out and have some fun with it, it's a totally silly exercise, but it turns out that it will help you express your song more. It will help get you out of the inner critic that we often pay attention to when we're singing. It's also just fun, so you should check it out. I'll have a link on the description box below. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. And for voice lessons, either online or my Austin, Texas studio, go to synergisticsinging.com. Thanks for watching.